Warning: the following podcast is intended to be funny and may contain content not suitable for some viewers. Most commentary, characters, and scenarios are purely satirical and should not be taken as factual or serious. Any resemblance to real people, events, or situations is coincidental and unintentional.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sewerboys Podcast, an exciting new venture from Sewerboys Incorporated. The podcast is available live and uncut on twitch.tv/SewerboysLive every Thursday at 7 p.m. and one calendar week later on all podcast platforms. So welcome. This is the pilot episode per se of the Sewerboys Podcast. We had a little discussion prior to starting, and I think we're going to call it the Sewerboys Podcast. Now, we're still just Sewerboys, but this is the Sewerboys Podcast, as in it is a podcast of Sewerboys. So it is the podcast of Sewerboys, I should say. So I'm here. I've got two of my fellow co-hosts here. Tucker, do you want to say hello to the beautiful people at home?
Hello, I'm Tucker. I'm a co-host, and we're on a podcast.
Fucking great, dude. And Matt, why don't you hit him with a little something?
I forgot it already.
Fucking goddamn, man. It was so good too.
I immediately forgot it, and then I farted, and then it smells really bad, and then I was like, "Wait a second, I'm always last."
Yeah. Do you have a problem with that? Should we talk about it?
Nah, I think I'll go with it.
Okay. You're like the caboose, and the caboose, as trains go, I believe the caboose plays an important role because one of them's got to be last.
Yeah,
Well, Matt,
and I think that was my favorite Thomas the Tank Engine train car.
Yeah.
Matt, you've been nominated by chat that you are the most likely to bail, so that's why you're last.
Oh, that's true.
When did that happen?
It didn't happen.
It was a bit. I was also wondering. Sewerboys headcanons. If you want to submit your Sewerboys headcanons, send them to Jake Bricker on Twitter, and he will get back to you on those.
Yeah,
we got the favorite.
We got no Jake today because he had an oral surgery or something.
As of this moment, we still have no idea if he's alive or dead. We have no idea.
Yeah, Jake got oral today, so he's out.
Poor Jake. I'm sure he's fine, but our thoughts and parts go out to Jake Bricker and his lovely family.
I've been waiting for my parts to go in him. Okay, come on. You can't give me dead air after that.
I love to make you sit in it. I love to make you sit in what you've created. The first question on the docket is, and I'm actually going to do a little switcheroo here on the schedule. We were having a discussion prior to recording. Matt, why do you need a big truck? Can you tell us about that?
I just need a truck. I don't think I need a big truck.
Okay. Can you elaborate on that? Why do you need a truck?
Because I move so much shit around all the time.
You do have a lot of belongings, and it is funny that you drive the world's smallest car.
I'm always packing them in that fucking little car. And, at work sometimes I'm like, oh shit, I don't have at Christmas I didn't have enough ham, so I needed to go to a different store to get hams, and I had to pack cases of hams into my little fucking car.
And that's fucked up.
If I could just throw them in a truck, and I'm talking like a small, not like a big,
you need a big truck, and you need a little topper on the back.
No, you need a truck that's so tall that you can't see like teenagers.
Yeah, teenagers are notoriously small, so you can't see them.
see, look at this little thing. This is what I want. I was looking at trucks. This one's also a hybrid because I also know that all of them suck with gas.
Oh my god, right? You're shopping for this? He's gonna have a truck within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Not within 2 weeks.
It's coming though. This year,
in a month. Sure. By your birthday.
Probably this year.
Yeah.
Like this is the little guy I want.
That's fucking huge.
Matt, why don't you screenshot that? We'll put it in post.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put a picture of your truck that you want. I've seen those. They're like kind of squashed, it's like a compact truck kind of vibe.
Yeah, it's not huge. I don't need it huge. I just need like space to move shit.
This actually reminds me of something that I was thinking about the other day. I was watching a movie and I don't remember what movie it was, but there was a car or a truck with a bench seat in it. Do you guys remember bench seats?
Yes.
Like whenever there was no middle console or anything, there was just one long seat in the car. And I like to parlay that into the fact that romance has died. There's no more romance in this country because we don't have bench seats anymore. How the hell are you? Wouldn't it be lovely? You're cruising down the interstate going 105. You got your sweetie to the whatever of you, and you got your arm around them.
Depends where you're at,
Depends on if you're driving in America or Britain.
Yeah, and you're cuddled up like this, and you got one hand on the wheel. Doesn't that sound lovely? You're listening to fucking "Kiss from a Rose," and man, we got to get back to this, folks.
Totally. I mean, it's way easier to get oral that way.
Jesus, man.
Oh, I got
also sent a
oral on the brain.
I got brain on oral.
I sent a second truck in the chat, in our little chat.
I'll throw it up
I'm
there.
thinking about too. They're both small.
We'll pop some trucks in there. So with all the truck talk out of the way, I'd let
real quick. Wait, hold on. We're not ready to move on from the trucks yet. You brought up an interesting point. "Kiss from a Rose," that song. This morning, I had the song "Black Hole Sun" stuck in my head.
Oh, that's a banger.
Yeah, it is a banger. So I got in the car to go to work, and I turned it on. And I was just thinking about hitting kids on the road.
I would say there's something lovely to the thought of mowing people down to Black Hole Sun. there was like a truck attack like 2 days ago.
That wasn't
I bet
2
they were
days
listening
ago.
to Black Hole Sun.
It was
they
so
probably were.
recent. It was so recent. So rest in
too
peace
soon.
to
Sorry.
Yeah, rest in peace to those mangled and dangled.
And
that is so much worse than what I was saying. That is so much worse.
I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, but you brought it up, so I think there's.
Oh, it's my fault.
Yeah, I think everything from here on out involving the massacre at New Orleans is on you.
Yeah, I'm just playing in the space, my friend. I'm just playing in the space.
Also, Tucker,
yeah,
I thought about the truck because you're like, I want a 3D printer.
Ooh.
The one truck has slots for 3D printed thing.
Oh, wait. What is, because you can 3D print anything. So what does that mean exactly?
Yeah, it's got like fucking QR codes that just lead to like pages of things that you can 3D print for the truck.
The fucking stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life.
It's not stupid.
Okay.
So you're telling me that what are you gonna fucking 3D print? A Rubik's Cube? What are you gonna
I
print?
could. How are you gonna entertain yourself?
How is it for the truck specifically? Does it have like an attachment sort of thing? Oh,
because there's so many things you can put in there, and they're just like, what if instead of us putting it on and jacking up the price, we can let you 3D print a bunch of shit and have your own variety.
Yeah, I hope this country is leveled within the century. Turn us into a fucking parking lot, because that's the worst fucking thing I've ever heard.
Oh, really? Right now I'm Googling what you can 3D print.
Okay, fucking great.
It says your imagination is the limit, so.
Your imagination is the limit on what you can 3D print for your truck.
That's true. Yeah. That is true.
They do say that. Okay, I'm tired of talking about trucks and 3D printers. Although, Tucker, you did recently mention that you want to get a 3D printer
tonight.
Yeah,
you want to 3D print a gun? Is that what you told me?
No, I don't want to 3D print a gun because I believe that Magneto I believe
Where are you going with it?
If I 3D printed a gun, I could hurt Magneto with it, and I don't like the thought of that. No, I keep getting recommended reels on Instagram of people with 3D printing Shrek and putting toothpaste through his mouth, and it comes out his ass, and then you put it on your toothbrush.
Yes.
So I've been thinking about getting a 3D printer.
Yeah. Now this might be a terrible time to tell you this. There's something wrong with one of your microphones.
What is that?
Okay, well it's Tucker's then.
Yeah. Okay. My heater turned on. Just give me a second.
It's really brutal.
Let
It's
me
so
turn on my-
Hey,
Let me
why don't
turn
you
off
why
my
don't you
heater.
activate crisp, the noise suppression?
No, just turn it off. Just turn, it's gonna
Okay.
be
Just
Why don't
give
you
me a
get
second.
cold?
you talking doesn't make it go away.
Just give me a second. There it is.
Somebody
It's
has
off. It's off.
released files
Oh
for
my
a
God.
Nintendo Switch mount for your truck.
But is it like a hole? What is it? Like, what do you? What attaches to the truck?
It's like a little slot. So you just need to have like
Oh.
the little slot.
So you need to have like the mail to whatever port.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I see. Okay. So
You're hating on it until I get something cool in there, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, okay."
yeah, man. Anyway. So with the truck, the truck conversation was kind of like the cold open. In the business.
It was kind of the cold open.
Yeah. If you're in the business, you know about cold opens.
If that's the cold open, we need to fucking abandon this right now.
We just did something a little similar to a cold open. You may have heard of it before.
Have you
If you
seen
don't-
Saturday Night Live? This is basically that.
Are you aware that on every Saturday night there's a TV show and it's broadcasted live? It's supposed to be super funny. It's called Saturday Night Live, and they do this thing called a cold open.
And the open is cold, which means that they don't even intro it. They just do it.
They don't put the heater on.
They don't put the heater on during, if we were fucking professional, do you think on the Saturday Night Live set a heater ever turned on and ruined the audio? No.
I bet it did at some point.
Bobby
Yeah.
Moynihan's so cold every week.
That's
Oh,
actually
Matt.
what that movie's about.
Matt, Bobby Moynihan was my second most watched actor in 2024, according to Letterboxd.
How?
I don't know. I think he was in a bunch of animated movies I watched.
Oh, that's probably it.
Yeah.
I'm still
Okay.
upset we didn't go see him at the fucking con.
Steel City. Yeah, he'll be back
Yeah.
though.
He'll be back.
We need to get a picture with him.
So let's have a little reset moment here. Let's lock in, as the kids say. What is the Sewerboys Podcast?
See, when I saw that on the doc, I thought you were gonna write stuff in there.
Yeah.
Well, I wrote that as that first. Like I was like,
Oh, that's a prompt for us to be like,
Yeah,
what is this?
That's what.
well,
I thought.
no.
Oh,
At
okay.
first, it was a prompt for me when I was spiraling earlier today at work, trying to come up with bits for this fucking thing that we don't know what it is. And then I was like, well, we could just talk about it on the show. So here we are. So what is the Sewerboys Podcast? What are we going to talk about?
Well, we're gonna figure it out as we go along for sure. We're gonna talk about some news. We're gonna have some discussion starters, it looks like, in the doc.
Yes.
But yeah, I think the segments will change throughout time. I don't know how long the real news will stay in the podcast. I feel like it dates it a little bit.
That's true.
And
But
plus, like, yeah, we're live right now, but it won't come out on all services until next week. So it'll be a week behind anyway. And most of the news that we're getting is probably like already a week behind. Thank you, Matt. Thank you for coughing directly in the fucking microphone. But yeah, the Sewerboys Podcast is about the Sewer Boys. We talk about whatever we want to talk about. It's kind of like the live stream, but you can listen to it not at 7 p.m. on Twitch.
That's true. Get in your car and drive to the store and put on the Sewerboys Podcast while you drive to the store. Going on a plane, perhaps. Bring the Sewerboys on the plane with you. Don't bring a bomb. So
True.
I guess. See, so we've got a number of segments here, and I don't know. Maybe we get into some news, we've got some special breaking reports, some sewer scoops, if you will. Maybe that's what this is called, sewer scoops.
Sewer Scoop.
We've got a sewer scoop for you here. So who should read the first one? Not Tucker, because that one's his.
Hold on. I need to figure out which email you sent this to.
The one that ends in 2016.
That's the one. All right, because I'm pulling up on my computer, so I'm not reading off my phone like a dickhead. So Vinny, read the first one.
Okay, I have to reveal it. So let me reveal it. So these were written by us with no help. Fuck, you have to make the window big to get rid of the highlighter. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so this is a breaking Sewerboys story, and it was penned by our one of our hardworking journalists, Tucker. So I'm gonna read this. Um, the Knife Man comes to play. Serial killer resurfaces after years of silence. After years of relative quiet, fear has gripped the city once again as authorities confirm the return of the notorious serial killer known only as the Knife Man. Thought to have disappeared over a decade ago, the elusive murderer's chilling calling card, a blood-streaked blade left at the scene, has reemerged, leaving investigators and residents on edge. The latest victim, a local shopkeeper, was found in a manner eerily similar to the killer's earlier crimes, which terrorized the city in the late 2000s. The Knife Man was never caught, and speculation abounds about his motives, identity, and why he has chosen to strike again after so many years of dormancy. Dormancy?
Dormancy.
It's like he's playing a twisted game, said Detective Carla Hughes, who was just starting her career when the Knife Man first emerged. He's taunting us, and this time he seems more calculated. The return of the Knife Man has sparked renewed panic, with many residents recalling the fear that gripped the city during his original spree. Authorities have urged vigilance
so
and caution. Yeah, I made mine shorter on purpose. Authorities have urged vigilance and caution, advising people to avoid traveling alone at night and to report any suspicious activity immediately. While the community reels, law enforcement is redoubling efforts to track down the killer, employing modern forensic technologies and revisiting old leads. We won't rest until we bring him to justice, said Police Chief David Torres. As the Knife Man's reign of terror
I believe
resumes,
it's still going.
the city is left, you fucking wrote it, with a haunting question. Why now? And how far will he go this time? This is crazy. The investigation continues, and residents are urged to stay alert as the shadow of the Knife Man once again moves over the city. That was so fucking long.
I'm sorry. I didn't proofread after I asked our proprietary assistant to help us write some articles.
Oh, I didn't use the assistant at all.
Oh, okay. Well, we pay the assistant.
Yeah. What's his name? What's his name?
Jingles.
George Patton Thomas.
George Patton Thomas.
I always call him Jingles. So I wasn't sure.
George Jingles Patton Thomas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that was a lovely story, folks. Stay vigilant. The Knife Man is out there, and he's stabbing, folks.
Well, we don't talk about it a little bit.
I feel like next week we shouldn't say whether it's fake or real.
I think we should, based upon you saying that.
Who said it was fake?
You did.
No, I fucking didn't. I was in character.
We'll find out. We'll find out in a week when this comes out.
But I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm very scared about the Knife Man coming back to play. As you guys know, I'm a survivor of the Knife Man. When I was 16, I came to the city for a push-up contest, and the Knife Man, I went out to smoke a cigarette with my boy Frankie, and the Knife Man came after me, chased me down. I ran 16? From him. I'm 16. Well, Frankie was a bad kid, Frankie, I don't talk to him anymore. He got mixed up in a few things, we don't talk about Frankie. I hope he's doing well. All my hopes and prayers are going out to Frankie right now, and Jake Bricker. But yeah, as you guys know, this is kind of tough for me to deal with because the Knife Man has come back, and that 11 years ago at this point, he chased me down the road with his devilish knife.
He's got like a sort of like a hand that looked like knives.
it's like Freddy Krueger,
Edward,
or Edward Scissorhands, either one.
Edward, nice.
Step on my fucking bit. Oh my god.
Okay, sorry.
I was like, wouldn't it be funny if we were talking about a guy with knife hands but didn't reference the popular media iterations of guys with knife hands? Like we pretended like we came up with it. Wouldn't that be funny? But it's too late now.
Oh, you're
The
right. We
plaintiff-
knew that. Tucker and I knew that.
Yeah, that's really fucking funny, Vinny. This
We
is a
knew
real
that.
thing. People are dying, and you're fucking laughing.
I'm sorry, but I think
And-
we must bring a source of levity to this city.
And Chief Torres has fucking no clue what's going on.
Chief Torres, listen, he's up for re-election in the
That's
coming
the
year.
police chief.
I think you elect police chiefs,
Yeah,
don't
you elect the sheriff.
Well, the same fucking thing. I don't fucking know.
He's up for re-election.
We're talking about a knife man, guys. Fucking yeah, now you fact check me? Are you fucking Snopes? Like what the fuck? 15 fucking Pinocchios because
Well,
I
he-
misspoke.
Well, he is up for re-election within the police force. We can't do anything about it, but
Yeah,
It's a cop election. We're
Yeah.
not allowed to vote in it.
that would be funny if they had like the Pope kind of like vibes. Like they elect each other inside.
they
But
throw
we're
up some smoke when they elect the next police chief.
Yeah, and then they have to pick a successor just in case they get fucking shot on duty. So they have to.
Yeah.
The next one
Yeah.
just steps up.
But they'd be assholes about it for sure. They'd have a plane with a flag on the back that says "Blue Lives Matter" on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do have to pick a successor in case the current chief gets attacked by a group of unarmed teens,
Or the knife man.
or the knife man, or a Rottweiler.
That's a good point. I didn't consider the
It is.
Rottweiler.
Yeah. I always forget about the
What?
Rottweilers.
One must consider the Rottweiler. Oh, well, everybody stay safe out there. The knife man cometh, and you better watch. You better put away all your string.
What?
All right,
Yeah,
we want to
put away
move
your
on to
string.
story number 2. I muted
right.
your thing.
Ah,
That was smart.
Matt, I think you
Um,
should read this one.
Yeah.
All right.
Who is this written by?
This is written by me. This is my story.
This is shocking. This is truly.
This is breaking. This is breaking news. This just
is-
came across the scanner. We just got this on the editor's desk right now.
I
so,
can't believe this.
yeah,
it
you better
breaks my
strap-
heart.
Strap the fuck in because this is a big scoop.
YouTuber Jimmy Beast has been arrested for a DUI after controversial drunk driving challenge. Now, in Anytown, USA, YouTube megastar Jimmy Beast, who's known for his elaborate game show style videos with massive cash prizes, was arrested Saturday night after after controversial drunk driving challenge led to real world consequences. The influencer, whose real name is James Beasterson, was charged with driving under the influence after police stopped his Tesla Cybertruck for erratic driving. The video, reportedly titled "Last One to Get Pulled Over Wins $1 Million," featured contestants consuming alcohol and attempting to navigate a closed course under the guise of testing reaction times. However, the challenge escalated when Jimmy himself got behind the wheel and drove onto public roads to raise the stakes. Officers stopped him after observing the vehicle swerving dangerously. "This was no joke," said Officer Sarah Green. "Drinking and driving is illegal and incredibly dangerous, regardless of the context." Thank you, Sarah. Fans and critics alike have condemned the stunt, calling it a troubling example of YouTube creators prioritizing shock value over safety. "I've always admired Jimmy's creativity, but this is reckless and irresponsible," one fan tweeted. In a statement issued after his release, Jimmy expressed regret. "This challenge was a mistake and I take full responsibility. Drinking and driving is never acceptable, even as a stunt. I'll be donating to organizations that fight drunk driving and taking time to reflect on my choices." The incident has reignited debates of ethical boundaries of YouTube content, with many calling for platforms to take a stronger stance against dangerous challenges that risk the lives in pursuit of views.
Horrible, tragic, even the downfall of Jimmy Beast.
This is
It's-
unprecedented.
It's unprecedented. We've never seen something like this in the history of YouTube. And I don't know what to make of it. Now I do want to point out sort of one inconsistency is that he's going to be donating to organizations that fight drunk driving. Is there such an organization?
I think so. Yeah.
I hope.
Like I know that there's anti-alcohol organizations for sure.
Well, I believe it's actually a group of TikTokers who find drunk drivers and beat the fuck out of them.
Yeah. Like the pedophile hunters, kind of.
Yeah, but they're searching for drunk drivers and they use metal pipes.
They use big magnets.
They use big magnets? Oh, to get the cars? Yeah, but once they get out of the car, they have the big metal pipe, you know?
Yeah, they hit them with the pipes, yeah.
Yeah, they break their knees so they can't drive anymore.
So Mr. Beast is done now, I think. I don't think we can subscribe. I don't think we can watch Beast games on Prime.
That's terrible. I'm halfway through Beast games. I was looking forward to the new episode.
Are you really?
Too.
I've watched like 2 episodes.
I've watched 4. But I was also piss drunk while I was watching.
I'm really upset because as we all know, we all watched it. We're all excited about it. Squid Game 2 just came out.
I know.
Squid Game 2, and I was expecting a Squid Game 2 from Mr. Beast.
He was slated for a Squid Game 3 cameo. I wonder how the studios are going to take that now.
He was going to be the big robot that turns around.
Well, I think you're allowed to drink and drive in Korea.
Is that true? Can we get a fact check? Jingles.
Well, Jimmy Beast did it in the United States.
Yeah.
So I think, what the fuck?
Signed to Jingles.
Yeah, it's legal there.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Jingles
so
are
they may not look so. They may look kindly on Mr. Beast and his crimes.
He might be a hero then.
Yeah. Mr. Beast elected new president of South Korea.
Mr. Beast elected new police chief.
And that's what it's all about.
Mr.
Folks.
Beast hunting the knife man.
Oh, that's what his next challenge should be.
Mm-hmm.
To as penance.
Yeah.
First to kill the knife man gets feastables.
Ooh. I might go hunting.
No doubt.
I love myself some chocolate. All right, we want to move on to the next story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you read the last story of the night?
Is this the last story?
No,
Matt added one in there.
I added 2. I just didn't number them.
Oh, okay, cool.
So hold on.
Blacked out.
Hold on.
All right, story number 3.
Oh God, we're gonna get fucking canceled. Oh,
wait,
man.
Matt, are you reading story number 3?
I guess.
Okay, you can read it right now if you want to.
A local donkey has been diagnosed with autism. A first in animal care, and in a heartwarming yet groundbreaking development, a local donkey named Benny has been diagnosed with autism by a veterinary specialist at the animal care center. The diagnosis comes months after observations and behavioral analysis, making an important step in understanding neurodiversity in animals. Benny, a 7-year-old donkey who resides at a nearby sanctuary, has exhibited unique behaviors, including an aversion to loud noises, repetitive acts, repetitive actions like circling his enclosure, and difficulty interacting with other animals.
What if we never did this again?
Caretakers initially thought Benny might be experiencing stress or trauma, but further evaluation revealed signs consistent with autism spectrum disorder, a condition rarely studied in animals. While autism is typically associated with humans, some behaviors and neurological differences in animals can mirror what we see in autism spectrum conditions, said Dr. Marie Jacobs, the veterinary specialist who led the diagnosis.
Fucking whack, if you ask me.
Since the diagnosis, Benny's caretakers have implemented strategies to support his needs, including a quieter enclosure, structured routines, and sensory enrichment activities. The progress has been remarkable, with caretakers noting that he appears calmer and more engaged with his environment. Benny's story has sparked interest in the veterinary and scientific communities, opening doors for more research into animal behavior and how conditions like autism might in non-human species. We hope Benny's journey helps us better understand not only animals, but also the shared experiences between them and us, said Sanctuary Manager Linda Torres.
Interesting.
He's teaching us just as much as we're helping him. Benny has also become a local symbol of resilience and understanding, with visitors flocking to the sanctuary to meet him and learn about his unique story.
Well, I think this is wonderful.
Did you read this before you put it in?
No, sir. Nope. I had Jingles put that right in there for me. Typed it up. Did not proofread it. Just threw it in there.
I worked very closely with Jingles on mine. There was numerous revisions to my story.
I didn't know Jingles was gonna write that much. You know, we only pay him. We pay him in chocolate
Water.
bars and and peanuts. So, but yeah, I think this is actually wonderful news for the animal community. I think the whole animal kingdom will benefit from this. I mean, I haven't seen the new Lion King movie, but I'm sure that maybe one of those animals has autism and is undiagnosed.
Pumbaa confirmed autistic. J.K. Rowling confirms Pumbaa is autistic. Jesus fucking Christ. Never again. Never again.
I thought autism was on the table.
Oh, because of me? Because I have the card?
No, just general, just society.
Well, we are back.
Just society.
Yeah.
All right.
Soon we'll be able to be funnier.
Comedy is going to be legal soon on X.com. If you didn't hear the fucking news. Oh my God. Okay, I'll read this fucking last one here.
No, there's two.
There's two more? Are you fucking... Oh, these are both short. These are nice. Okay. All right. Well... All right. I'll read this one, I guess, and Tucker can read the other one.
Okay.
All right. So, as you may know, Jimmy Carter has passed away, and his funeral is held today, and it looks like there was some trouble with the service. So this has just come across our desk. Some confusion erupted at the Jimmy Carter Memorial Service. The Carter Foundation hosted its own lookalike contest for those resembling the now deceased 39th president of the United States. Hundreds of contestants showed up cosplaying from both former President Carter's days as a peanut farmer and his days in the Oval Office. The winner would not only make a speech while they lower the former president into the fresh dirt, but would also receive the donations that were made to the foundation last year, over $2.8 million. In a landslide victory, WWE superstar Vince McMahon won the lump sum, but victory comes at a price. He looks so much like former President Carter, the morticians accidentally buried Vince McMahon in Carter's place. This was only discovered because when Mr. McMahon was slated to give his speech, his chair contained the freshly embalmed corpse of Jimmy Carter. Talk about looks that could kill, folks. This is tragic. So I still have yet to hear word if Vince has survived this event.
I think he's
gone. I fear that they don't. I mean, I feel like when you're the president, they can't dig you back up. They make the coffin like extra secure and they weld it shut so you can't get out once you're in, I think. Because if there was a zombie apocalypse, you don't want a zombie president.
Right.
That's true.
And then now what are they going to do with Jimmy's rotting body just sitting there? Do you think they're going to slap him in another one, just throw him in with the casket?
So I actually...
Okay. Do you want to go for Minnie?
Yeah, well, I think this presents an interesting opportunity for a maybe kind of donation. You know, our local schools, our local public high schools are struggling. Frogs, due to the recently enacted tariffs, frogs have become quite expensive. So why don't... Jimmy's corpse is useless to him. His soul has gone to heaven or hell. I don't know what he did, but... Let's get that corpse to the schools and let's teach them a little something about human anatomy. Imagine getting the opportunity to dissect not only a human, but a 100-year-old human. That body saw World War II. And something could be gleaned from that.
Mm-hmm.
What was your idea, Tucker?
Well, my idea was, I know it feels a little too late, but potentially cryo freeze him. I think there may be some residual brain activity happening in there. We could potentially bring him back. That's number one. Number two, cryo freeze him. And then when an asteroid comes, shoot him at the asteroid to stop it from hitting Earth.
The first human bullet,
Yeah.
one would say.
Yeah.
Which
Superman, a bullet can't hurt him, but a human bullet, we're not sure.
Well, I think all the guts and goop would get in his eyes.
Yeah, and he'd be blinded.
Yeah.
Blind Superman
But
just dropped.
Ooh.
Also, if we freeze him and we aren't able to launch him in time, he could provide sustenance for some survivors.
That's a
do you
good
guys
point,
think
too.
Superman is autistic?
Maybe we'll find out next week. Who knows?
There's
Who
a
knows
lot
what
of
stories
news
could come
whole
up on
new
us.
news cycle.
It looks like here we've got one more story. Is that correct?
Yeah, we have one more story.
Wow, this segment is so fucking long.
It's almost like this. It might be the whole podcast. All right.
Oh god.
So story number 5. The wildfires that have raged on for days near Los Angeles, California have suddenly disappeared. Authorities were unsure why this happened until moments later, a post from the official Sony Pictures Entertainment account on X claimed, "You have just witnessed the first test of our new 3D live CGI rendering technology. While it is very impressive, Sony has received backlash and criticism for the test, with some asking questions like, how did they generate the heat? And what about the people who died?" To which Ravi Ahuja, the brand new president of Sony Pictures, responded to almost immediately. "The heat was generated by thousands of Dyson bladeless heaters plugged into generators, while the victims were cadavers resembling real people. The real people were taken to our studios where they signed paperwork and were given SAG-AFTRA minimum background actor wages. All I can say is that I can't wait to see how they integrate this technology into the new Spider-Man movie." And if we weren't canceled for the donkey bit,
I think that's at least the third cancellation in this podcast. Quite possibly the fourth.
And maybe the last.
And perhaps the last.
Okay.
Well, that's fascinating. And I wish Sony all the luck in their future endeavors. I have an idea for this segment moving forward.
Yeah, maybe 3 stories. One story each.
Maybe you and me don't write any stories, and Matt just does them all because those were the good ones.
Okay.
Matt, you're our new lead journalist.
All right, I can do that.
Yeah, you could just write one. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, fuck those other ones because you just wrote these. You didn't.
I did.
You didn't even work with George at all. You just wrote these off your fucking dome.
Yeah,
And they're pretty good. So, you know,
it's kind of fucking concerning.
yeah, it's crazy
Yeah.
that you just pulled these. I think you have some creativity that's aching to be unleashed. So maybe
Yeah,
you
for
do that.
reference, I asked Matt about 4 hours ago if you'd be down to do this bit.
That's so crazy. That's nuts. You cooked, Matt. Congratulations.
did.
Thank you.
I wish we had a clapping sound effect because that would be nice.
We can put it in post.
Okay. So, and
How's
you're
that?
editing this shit, right?
Yeah, I'll edit it.
Nice. And you're going to figure out how to get it on the platforms.
Yeah, I'm gonna do all that stuff. I already know how to do it. It's okay.
Okay. So moving on. Maybe we kind of we peel back the layers a little bit here. We get a little bit more conversational.
Yeah.
We've got some discussion starters. We've got some real news. Not that was fake news, but we've got some let's say third party news. Let's say that all that news you just heard was produced in house. We're going to look to some other news outlets for some other stories about the going on. And we can discuss sort of the implications of these things. Now, I'm not going to read these whole stories because that would be fucking crazy. But let's just hear maybe some headlines and some leads. I got a real good one here. So let's just get into it. So, as you know, the climate is changing, folks. Things are getting colder, warmer, cold where it shouldn't be, and warm where it shouldn't be. There's also an invasion happening in Florida, a green invasion. Iguanas, folks, they're everywhere. They're invasive, and they're in Florida. And let me tell you, they're not supposed to be there. So this comes from AccuWeather. Florida residents warned to prepare for falling iguanas amid temperature drops. Once the temperature drops below the mid-40s, iguanas go into a dormant or cold stun state and sometimes fall out of the trees. So if you live in Florida, so let's picture it. Just a few months ago, you voted for Trump and you're excited for his inauguration. You're 97 years old, and you go into your yard to yell at the youth. Your neighbors are playing with a ball, and you've got your piece on your side, and you roll out in your fucking hover round, and you're ready to blast. And suddenly, from the palm tree above you, drops an iguana straight on your fucking head. You're dead. That's it. Lights out for Granny. No Christmas dinner this year, folks.
Vinny, have you ever held an iguana? Have you ever been around one?
No.
I feel like they're not that heavy.
Yeah.
Those trees are real fucking tall down there, asshole.
They're not that tall. They're not that tall.
I also don't think the iguana is going to fucking... I don't think it's going to go all the way to the top of the tree.
Yeah,
what
they
the
usually
fuck
hang
do
out
you know about it?
They hang out on the sides of trees.
I know that it's warmer closer to the ground, so that's where they're going to hang out.
So they defy gravity is what you're telling me. Why don't you fuck off, huh?
What?
They do defy gravity. Don't they call them stuff?
Call them wicked the way they're defying gravity. Suck my dick.
Yeah. Fuck Alphaba. I want an iguana.
Yeah, fuck the alphabet.
Fuck Alphaba. I want an iguana. That's the name of the episode.
Is that a real thing that iguanas could be falling?
Yes,
Yeah.
This is actually real. This is actually happening.
There's
literally a lady on AccuWeather right now, and she has a poster in the background that says "Feel better soon, Tracy." and she's talking to me. Yeah, she might have got domed by a fucking iguana. And you didn't think of this. What if the iguana has just had a lovely meal?
Yeah.
That's true.
What if the iguana has a gun?
Yeah. You don't consider these things.
Consider that the iguana has a gun with him.
Yeah. It is in Florida, so it might have a gun.
Two things that are illegal in Florida, or that are legal in Florida: guns and iguanas. And comedy, because...
All right, let's move on to
the
next story. Or if we want to go to maybe conversation starter, we're getting pretty close to the end here. So
what?
Yeah,
we'll do a couple more stories.
What about the number 4? I like number 4.
I am number 4.
Oh, so the number 4 of from the news, from number 4 from the news section is what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay, we could read this. Does someone else want to present this one, or should I?
Yeah, I'll present this one because I have feelings about this.
All right, hit it, buddy.
All right, so you're ever watching a movie about being Italian, and then you go to sleep, and then you wake up and you're Italian now? Well, that's what this grandma in London
Oh,
That's exactly what happened to her. She watched Mamma Mia. Is that what happened? She watched Mamma
that's
Mia.
not what fucking happened at all. She had a stroke.
Matt,
okay.
I just want you to know when I read the headline, that's where my mind went to. I
Yeah,
was like, she watched
'cause-
Mamma Mia and now she's
Yeah.
Italian.
She watched Mamma Mia and she's Italian, which I didn't get because it's not in Italy.
Yeah.
But she just says Mamma Mia. She never has seen. She's never seen the movie. She's
Okay,
never
jury's
seen
out.
it.
Jury's out on whether or not she's seen the movie.
She-
We don't know.
Doesn't know who ABBA is, but she's 58. Her name's Althea Bryden, and she's from Highbury, London, and she had a fucking stroke, and she couldn't talk for 3 months. She woke up, and she's speaking in an Italian accent, saying "Mamma Mia," "Bambino," and "Si" in daily conversations. And she said, "I feel like someone's impersonating me." Tucker, please click on the article and put that stock image in there. Can you edit that in, please?
Yeah, I can put that in there.
Oh my god, that fucking stock image is crazy. Bambino. Like imagine your little fucking British grandma. You're like, oh grandma, how you doing? Grandma, you just woken up from a stroke. Grandma, you okay? Who wants to play the grandma?
And Bambino, Mamma Mia.
What have you done with my grandmother?
Who's the ABBA? You know? So then she said the only thing she could do was write. Doctors gave her a notepad, and then she realized she couldn't write because she's right-handed, and if someone wrote something down, I could not read it. I don't know what that has to do with being Italian.
Yeah,
That's just common stroke symptoms, I think.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they're just talking about her stroke now.
I think she just had a stroke and is like blaming Italy for her stroke.
Well, let's think about it. I think maybe if I was in a position where I had a stroke and I couldn't speak for 3 months, maybe I'd want to reinvent myself. You know,
That's true. A stroke is a lovely opportunity to become a different person.
that's true.
But how are you practicing the Italian accent if you can't speak?
You don't have to practice. Everybody knows.
Well, we maybe this is just something that nobody's thought about. Maybe Italians just sound like stroked out British people.
It's possible. That is possible.
So are we allowed to make fun of Italian people now?
Yeah, I was about to say, I think
think-
it's actually not okay to make fun of Italian people anymore.
Still?
I don't know anymore. Yeah, for a while they were like, the
I-
accents is not cool.
I think they need to make it back in the rotation.
Yeah, I think they never left. Fucking Bambino spaghetti, you know?
Straight up
I was-
Bambino
Hey,
spaghetti.
I'm so Italian. I was in a fucking pizza shop advertisement when I was a baby. Fuck off.
Congratulations.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm so Italian. I eat the fucking Olive Garden once a month.
Do you actually?
No,
Oh, okay. If
I
you
should,
did,
though.
I wouldn't be like surprised. You do love Olive Garden. That wasn't like a mean thing. I'm just,
Listen.
I know that you love Olive Garden. Like we've gone to Olive Garden many times.
I
I
also
do.
fuck heavy with Olive Garden. I'm
Yeah,
so down with
I
it.
know it's not real. I know it's not real.
I
at
don't
all.
give a fuck. It's good. And I love getting diarrhea.
I know I'm taking the blue pill when I'm going to Olive Garden.
Yeah.
Laxative.
Is that the one? Is that the one where you?
Yeah. The blue one
Stay
you
in-
stay in. Yeah.
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 I don't want to break the simulation.
Don't tell me.
I got to
it's
go to
not
Olive
Italian.
Garden.
Don't give me the
Don't
red
br-
pill. I'm going to Olive Garden. Give it to me when I get back.
Yeah. Don't break the
Neo.
simulation. Go to Olive Garden.
Neo, in this pill, it is filled with truth. If you want to wake up, take the red pill. And if you want unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks, take the blue pill.
I'm taking the blue pill every time.
Every time.
Morbius. Take me to Olive Garden.
Did you say Morbius?
Bugs. I want unlimited breadsticks.
How do you think they do that? How do they get away with giving out all those breadsticks?
Because it's nothing. It's garbage.
Yeah, it's all frozen stuff.
It's made from dirt, man. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, they go outside, they put some dirt in a bucket, and they serve it to you.
I know we're coming up on an hour here. I say we go long for this
We can
first
go a
episode.
little long. I'm cool with
Make
that.
it a special long episode.
It's a pilot.
Because yeah, we're just testing things out. We've
Maybe the
got
last one
some
we do.
yeah, maybe never again. Who knows? But we've got some discussion starters, as I like to call them. And maybe a sewer starter. I don't fucking know, man.
I don't like that. We'll come up with a better title.
A stinky starter.
A stinky starter, yeah, a sloppy starter. Oh, they should have those at Olive Garden. I'm going to Olive Garden. I'm getting some sloppy starters.
Can I get your wettest, sloppiest starter?
Yeah, I want to eat spaghetti with my hands.
Give me that wet.
Can you just pour the sauce right on my hands and grate the cheese in my mouth?
All right, so
I'll tell you when to stop.
So we're gonna honor the tried and true sort of podcaster's legacy here, and we're gonna steal some content from Reddit. So I've got some. I know that there's some other things in there, but I want to start with this one because it's really funny. And we're gonna discuss whether or not this person's parenting is appropriate. So I'll set this one up. So this comes from Icy Doctor 1820. Hey. I'm a dad of 2 sons, and my wife and I had an argument a few nights back about our parenting methods. Normal situation, very common American situation. My eldest stayed up late on his phone when I told him not to the night before school was in session and woke up the next day with a headache. This motherfucker can't write for shit. I still made him go to school. I said it was his fault, and it ended up hurting him real bad, which I did feel guilty about afterwards. Okay. My wife berating me a ton for the action, and my youngest would refuse to listen to anything I say. He's a mama's boy. And when my wife was away, I could not get him to do anything at all. I told him, like chores, etc. He was slouching on the TV. And so I cast my phone under the TV, knowing he is afraid of the Michael Jackson Thriller music video, and then held the door shut while the video was playing. Wife saying I was extremely out of touch for such a punishment? Am I the asshole? So there's a lot of filler there, but basically this fucking guy put his son in the living room, casted the Thriller music video, knowing his son was terrified of the Thriller music video, and held the door shut, as I assume he was banging on the door trying to escape.
Sorry, what did the son do again? What was the
he
punishment
stayed up
for?
on his phone. He stayed up on his phone too late and he got a headache or something.
Oh, that's fucked.
So that son had nothing to do with the rest of it, right?
No, actually, no, I think so. The older son, so this is the younger son that got the Thriller treatment. The older son was made to go to school with the headache, and the mom was pissed about this. And because the mom was pissed, the younger son allied with the mother and said, "No, Dad, I'm not going to do chores. I'm going to watch TV." And so his dad said, "All right, I'm going to put the Thriller music video on the TV and hold the door shut."
So the youngest son was acting in solidarity.
Yeah.
And then he got Michael Jacksoned.
He got Michael Jackson, and not in the way you'd think.
He got Jackson, no Culkin.
Yeah, no Culkin, folks. But he is very scared of that video. There's many ghoul and goblin in that one.
Many ghoul and goblin.
So what do you think, Tucker? Is he the asshole?
Yes, he's 100% the asshole. That kid really did nothing wrong. He was just standing up for his older brother, right?
Yeah.
So yes, and his mother. You're gonna you're making a little kid watch Michael Jackson when he's standing up for his mom.
Yeah,
that's fucked up,
folks. It ain't right. So I'm gonna say, is that a unanimous Sewerboys thumbs down? Bad parent.
Yeah, bad parent.
Learn how to write, you fucking idiot.
He introduced him. He introduced him to Thriller, which is a banger.
That's true. One day, this son may come to appreciate what his father did for him.
He might even learn how to do the dance and do it at his funeral.
Well, the son will have to face Thriller at some point. So it's probably good that he's being exposed to it now. Like any middle school dance, he's going to be exposed to Thriller for sure.
Yeah, you really think they're playing Michael Jackson at the middle school dances?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
No, they're playing Fiend.
Who?
You don't know that song? Fiend.
What?
I'm being dead ass. There's a song that all the kids love called Fiend. They're listening to that and Five Nights at Freddy's remix.
Yeah, but I feel like when Halloween rolls around, you know, they're definitely
you have to have Thriller on the playlist for sure.
I don't think so. I think we're aging out of touch here. I don't think they're playing that shit.
It's like Santa Claus. You know, you figure out eventually about Santa Claus. You figure you have to listen to Thriller eventually. It's the curse of growing up.
Yeah.
I'm texting my little brother.
Were you guys afraid of anything when you were a kid that might be seen as a bit silly now?
Rapists.
Jesus Christ.
I was afraid of them.
We can't ever do this again.
That was fucking funny. I'm sorry. I was afraid of them.
We are shutting this down. No more. It's over.
I went to Catholic school. I was fucking terrified. I was an altar boy.
Yeah, anytime that whatever the priest rolled around, you were.
I mean, when I started losing some weight and my priest approached me and was like, "You're looking good," I was not comfortable. And that really happened.
Oh my God. Damn, bro.
Yeah.
I was going to say something like, you know, like fucking, I was afraid of, what's his name from Teen Titans, the bad guy. Fuck's his name?
Slade.
Oh.
Is it Slater, the guy from Saved by the Bell?
I don't fucking know.
No, you think of Christian Slater, the actor.
Oh, yeah, I am. What's his name? Skeet?
Skeeter?
Sleater?
Something. I was afraid of him. I thought he was gonna peer out of the corner where, like, if I had the light on and the corner was a little darker, and you know how his face was only half lit most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I thought.
Do you guys know about HR Puffin stuff?
Vinny doesn't give a fuck that I was afraid of that.
No. Can you guys look up? Can you guys go to Google Images right now and look up HR Puffin stuff?
Yeah. Also, the character's name. There was a character named Slater, but I was thinking of Screech.
Oh, Screech.
Oh,
yeah, I'll put this up on the.
Yeah,
screen.
isn't this shit fucking terrifying? And then if you look up the sea monster, I don't remember what is he called. Sigmund the sea monster, dude. I was fucking terrified of Sigmund the sea monster. I'm like having trauma right now.
Is that fucking Coconut Head?
Oh, on the poster, yeah, I think maybe. But yeah, I guess Sigmund the sea monster got his own show.
Yeah, there's a reboot in 2016.
That sucks so bad. It's not as scary now. Now it just looks fucked up.
I kind of like him.
Honestly, he's kind of chill with it now that I'm like seeing him as an adult. But as a child, I was terrified of Sigmund the sea monster. Just for the record.
Have you guys played King Kong on PlayStation 2?
No, sir.
Yes.
Okay, well, you know the second mission when you go into the centipedes?
Yes.
Yeah, I played that a lot when I was young, and I was so terrified. I threw my controller down and I ran across the house, and I cowered in the little corner, and then I came back and I was like, I gotta beat it so I can get to the next mission. But I never made it past that because I was so scared of those big fucking centipedes. That's another thing I was scared of.
Yeah, that's
also fair. The Lord of the Rings. I never made it through the first one when I was young. I watched every other one.
You love it now.
I do, but I could never make it through the first one. When you put on the ring and they were all like ghosts and shit.
That was scary. I've never seen those movies, but that was scary.
I feel like you should see them at least once.
They're boring as fuck.
Don't give a fuck. Do we want to rip one more maybe Reddit question?
Yeah, let's rip one more Reddit question, then we'll wrap it up on the pod.
Okay. So I'm not going to read the title of this one because I think it's kind of funny to let it sort of build. So this is another "Am I the asshole?" and it comes from T-Way 234432. So this is how he starts it. Context. I want to preface this by saying I am not a good person. I'm an old dude that's done terrible things throughout my entire life, and only now have I started to turn over a new leaf. He's 45, just for the record. It was a combination of how I grew up, he says. The people I grew up around and the prejudice basically everyone had against me because of my family history. That's some real white boy shit. Being like, yeah, I didn't do well in school because people were prejudiced against my family. What are you fucking talking about? Anyways.
What are you hiding?
Yeah. Anyways, he says, to put it simply, I have a movie-esque friendship with some annoying ass 14-year-old kid that started as an altercation outside of my home. He is the exact opposite of me, in all honesty. As I have gotten to know him better, I found that we actually share something in common. That being we were both heavily neglected by our parents, which is why I feel so attached to the kid. The difference being in this case was that my parents hated my guts, and his parents are just busy with whatever they have going on. He comes by my place often, and we just shoot the shit, talking outside on my porch. One time we talked until it was pitch black. As you can tell, I very much enjoy these conversations with him. I feel like for once I actually have some kind of wisdom to share with someone. I've been invited over for dinner a couple times by his parents. They are nice enough. His parents had a bit of a chat with me, saying they appreciate me giving attention to their son. Weird. But they really do not like the fact that I am swearing in front of them, and him as well. They admit to me that he doesn't have many friends, and the way I speak is not a good impression to make on a child. So next time he came by my place, I made sure to tell him that swearing like a sailor is not okay, and should only be done with close friends. He said he knows when and when not to swear, and to continue on as normal. I feel a bit bad. He's a kid, and his parents directly told me to cut out the swearing. Would I be the asshole if I continue to do so? I could stop, but I won't lie, swearing is a big part of my vocabulary. And it feels unnatural to me, and sometimes awkward when I can't speak comfortably. And that is and the title of that is, would I be the asshole if I 45M continue swearing with a kid 14M?
Yes, he would be the asshole. I hope that he's not doing that.
I love posting on Reddit about my best friend who's 14.
It's like, honestly, it was kind of like a sweet story. Like, this guy's just old. No, he's not even old. He's kind of young, actually, but he's just like lonely. And then he's like, and it seemed fine when the parents approached him. And then he's like, yeah, but I don't want to do that. Actually, I just want to do my own thing. Nah, I'm going to do my own thing.
This fucking guy.
I respect that, though.
I respect it too, but if the parents approach you directly, I feel like you can't just keep swearing in front of their child. Although the kid's 14, like,
he is a grown up.
It's not like he's not hearing people swear.
He's not a grown up, but he's 14. I don't know why I said he was a grown up.
14, basically an adult.
No. Jesus Christ.
I think I don't know. I'm on the fence about this because
honestly, fuck his lame ass parents. It is wild that they were like, their son approached them and they were like, Mom, Dad, my new best friend is a 45-year-old man and he's not a good person, but I love him. And they were like, okay, bring him to dinner, sweetie. You're like, I mean, so the parents might be woke. They just don't like swearing.
Yeah.
Can't be both.
I do feel like that's the right thing to do in that situation, though. Like, if your son approaches you and is like, sorry, there's shit going on outside, is like, hey, I like this old guy. You should be like, well, let's maybe we meet him, you know?
Yeah, that's
see if
true.
you should stop hanging out with him. Because he might just be a nice guy, you know?
Yeah, just
which
an
he
old
seems
man
like a nice guy.
Imparting some wisdom.
Yeah.
He said that he's a bad person, though.
But he has wisdom
turning
about
a new
how
leaf.
maybe not to be a bad person because he's turning over a new leaf.
That's
Right.
true.
I'd love. Let's go through his post history, see if he's posted anything else.
I don't think I'm leaning towards he's not the asshole.
That's the only thing he ever posted.
I don't think he's the asshole because if they're bonding, they bonded over the fact that their parents aren't like present.
That's true. So these parents shouldn't get to say if he's allowed to swear or not.
He's probably at this point he might be more of a parent than they are.
That's true. He's parenting the old man.
It's like Benjamin Button, but for parents.
Yeah, that's exactly the spot on.
And with that, I say we call to an end the very first Sewerboys podcast. I hope everybody in the audience enjoyed. I hope that if you're listening to this after the fact that you enjoyed these rousing discussions.
And you don't cancel us.
Yeah, I think we've maybe reached about a 6 on the cancel meter. So Tucker said some real wild shit.
I'm just being funny. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm not fucking. There's a warning in front of it. We're fucking joking. I'm not being serious. Why I was being serious? I was afraid of the thing that I said earlier. I was afraid of it.
As you should have been. That's a valid fear to have. So yeah, thank you for listening. Tucker, you have some shit you need to say, right? Oh wait, no, I'm going to say this. Actually,
yeah, you're saying it.
If you like the podcast, please consider following us, subscribing, or sending bits or tits. Let me take that again. I'm going to take that again. If you like the podcast, please consider following us, subscribing, or sending bits or tips on twitch.tv/SewerboysLive. All of your support is deeply appreciated and goes directly into improving the quality of our content. Let me take it again. If you like the podcast, please consider following us, subscribing, or sending bits or tips on twitch.tv/SewerboysLive. All of your support is deeply appreciated and goes directly into improving the quality of our content. Remember, you can subscribe to us at any tier, or you can subscribe for free by using your Amazon Prime membership.
Close enough. Real quick, my brother just texted me. They apparently don't play Thriller at dances anymore. But he's in high school.
I told you, they play Fiend, they play Astro World, they play Sicko Mode.
All right.
They play not like us. Fuck Alphaba, I want an iguana.